All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to unpack a pretty exciting blueprint. It's all about how to build a whole portfolio of profitable websites, but, and this is the key part, doing it in a way that's totally compliant and built for the future. We're talking about a real sustainable media business for 2026 and well beyond.
Now, I'm sure if you've been in the digital marketing space for a while, you've heard the term PBN, Private Blog Network. And it probably brings up some pretty specific, maybe even kind of sketchy ideas, right? Well, I need you to take all those old notions and just park them, put them aside, because the game has completely changed.
And this right here, this shows you exactly what I'm talking about. On the left, that's the old playbook. Private blog networks, all built on shaky ground like link manipulation and hiding who owns what. But on the right, that's the 2026 model, the private publisher network. It's a legitimate business. We're talking transparent sponsorships and real, distinct brands. This is a massive evolution from a short-term tactic to a long-term strategy. So let's really define it. What exactly is this new model? The most important thing to get your head around is that we are talking about a legit media business. This is not some sneaky back-alley link scheme designed to fool search engines. Okay, here's the official definition. It's a portfolio of niche websites that you own. Simple, right? But each one is run on its own. It serves a real specific audience with content they actually care about, and this is crucial, it makes money through honest, totally transparent methods. You know, you can think of it like owning a collection of specialty magazines, just all digital. So what's the secret sauce? What makes this model actually work? It really comes down to these 5 pillars. First, you have to build sites for real people, not for search engine bots. Second, you need clear, published editorial standards to keep your quality high. Third, any way you make money has to be completely transparent. Fourth, each site needs to be its own independent brand. And finally, and this one's non-negotiable, full compliance with all the platform guidelines. No cutting corners.
Okay, but why now? Why is this pivot so critical at this very moment? Well, the answer is pretty simple, and it's a big one. AI. The rise of AI in search has totally flipped the script for publishers, and this model, well, it's a direct response to that new reality.
So here's the big challenge we're all facing. Google's AI overviews. These things can answer someone's question right there on the search results page. That means the user might never actually click through to your website. And if your entire business model is built on getting those clicks from search, you're in a very, very risky spot. So how on earth do you compete with that? Well, you have to become the source that the AI trusts and wants to cite. And that means you have to master Google's standard for quality, which they call EEAT. You've got to show real-world experience, prove your expertise, build your authoritativeness in a niche, and earn reader trust through total transparency. This isn't just a suggestion anymore, it's the new bar for quality. I love this slide because it paints such a clear picture of what a healthy, resilient website looks like today. You just can't put all your eggs in one basket anymore. Organic search is still a big piece of the pie, sure, but it should only be about half your traffic tops. The rest needs to come from a healthy mix, people coming directly to your site, coming from your email list, from social media, from other sites. The title says it all, diversify or disappear. Okay, so you've built this high-quality portfolio, you've diversified your traffic. How do you actually get paid? This is where the model is so powerful, because you're not trying to game a system. You're monetizing the trust you've built with a real audience. And this quote, this really gets to the heart of it. This is maybe the most important takeaway about making money with this model. You are not selling links. You're not selling link juice. What you are selling are advertising and sponsorship placements to legitimate brands who want to reach your audience. And every single one of those placements has to be clearly and properly disclosed. That is the line in the sand between the old way and the right way. And the potential here is very, very real. The guide we're looking at suggests that if you're committed, if you follow this blueprint, you can realistically build a monthly income of between £2,000 and £5,000 and do it within your first year. Now, this isn't some get-rich-quick thing. It's a solid plan for building a proper business. So, what could that look like in the real world? This table lays it out pretty clearly. That column on the left, DA, that's domain authority, it's just a way to measure how authoritative a site is. And as your site's authority and traffic go up, so does your earning potential. So a newer site, maybe a DA between 20 and 30, might charge about £150 for a starter package. But as you build that site into a real authority, say a DA over 40, you could be commanding anywhere from £950 to £1,400 for a premium placement. It's all about pricing based on the value you provide.
Now, all of this might sound great in theory, but you're probably wondering, okay, how do I actually start? Well, the good news is there's a clear step-by-step path to get you from right here, right now, to landing that first paying client.
And here it is, your 90-day launch plan. The first 30 days are all about laying the groundwork. You're planning your niches, getting all the technical stuff set up. The second month, days 31 to 60, that's all about building. You're creating content, you're finding your audience. And then by the third month, you're in launch mode. You're getting ready to monetize, and you're actively hunting for those first clients. See, it's a structured, totally achievable process.
As we start to wrap this up, I just want you to remember the core philosophy driving this whole thing. 1. Build sites that you are genuinely proud to put your name on. 2. Disclose everything. Be transparent. 3. Your first loyalty is to your readers, not just advertisers. 4. Compliance is not optional. And 5. Remember, you're not just creating an income stream, you're building valuable, sellable digital assets.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. In a world where AI is changing the game and trends seem to disappear overnight, isn't building a portfolio of trusted digital assets that have a real audience, the most durable, the most reliable strategy you could have for the future? Looking at this blueprint, I think the answer is a pretty clear yes.